Team Elevate checking in with you again, and this time we're going to be discussing how can we create a unique brand for ourselves? How can we put ourselves out into the world so we are different and we stand out? How can we create our own trends and not look towards others but within in order to find a path? So first of all, we want to look towards others, but only to get ideas from them. We want to build a kind of network with a bunch of role models, and we want to look towards them and realize, what am I missing? What kind of idiosyncrasies and catchphrases and things do they have that can be a part of my work, that I can be inspired by, that I can enhance my own practice by looking to them, but ultimately it's coming from a safe place from within and not just copying someone, you know. So the next thing we want to do is find out other like-minded individuals, right? Now this is different from role models. This is like finding people you can include in your circle. We have to find a target audience. Who is our brand or product or whatever, our presence? Who is it affecting? What kind of people do you want to be affecting? And this should come from a space of finding like-minded individuals, people who are close to you, either in their frame of interests or things that they're doing or things that they're producing out in the world. So you have to really get a sense and an idea of the age, the kind of gender you want to influence, the kind of people, what kind of economic structure, what kind of people from what backgrounds do you want to influence and persuade with your product or your brand, right? And so my brand is that Splash Life, and now that I have that in my kind of Instagram account, I can create quotes based off of that and put that at the end of everything. Now it's not a process of repeating that over and over again, but it's about finding new ways to make the old new again. So we want to kind of build an ethos, a character for your brand. A good way to do this is by thinking of your brand as a person. What kind of attributes and characteristics does this person have, or the brand have, right? And by doing that, you will slowly start creating a mission statement for yourself. And as you create this mission statement, you can find different ways to enhance it and optimize it. So along the lines of brand naming, we also have to come up sometimes with a performance name or a stage name or a different persona for ourselves. For instance, I have the rap name Scripts, and that came with a lot of just editing and just going through it again and again and just like fine-tuning it to find the perfect name, which was Scripts for me. So originally I had Kamikaze, I had all these weird names, Venomous, you know, but then I figured out that Scripts was really what spoke to me, and I found this out by finding out what my interests are. And my interests were in acting and also in kind of my culture, my heritage. So I took Scripts like a script for a play, right? From my interest in acting and theater and acting on camera, and I took Sanskrit, which is in the kind of the Latin of India, and I took that and I kind of made it its own thing, and I added a Z at the end because script by itself, maybe there's already a rock band called The Script, right? And so I didn't want to go off of that, but I created Scripts, and so originally it was Sanscripts, it was MC Scripts, but then I just cut it down to plain Scripts, and that's something that you have to work with. Finding something that is memorable for you, you know? Finding something that really speaks to you. And it's about looking at other artists and seeing where do they come from? What kind of platforms are they using to put themselves out there, you know? And just by doing that and by going out on stage and by putting yourself in the deep end, the splash, the deep end, you know, it's really just about figuring that out and like going with it, going with your impulses, going with your instincts. Am I right, folks? So for some people, creating a brand name is as easy as just snapping your fingers. For me, myself, it was a process, and it's going to be a process for you. It's going to be a process of either figuring it out, and you can change it, you know? over time. You can start with something and then you can change it. Before you do, you will go through trial and error processes and you will find out the right way to do things. And it's all about just throwing yourself into the journey and reaching your full potential. And if it doesn't work out, remember, you can always rebrand yourself, because we're always going through this process of an evolution and a change. So you yourself, your brand will change along with you. An authentic self is a process, and it's not set in stone. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is you have to be willing to be dedicated to your brand. It has to be something that drives you, right? It has to be something that is willing to affect other people. And so, in creating your brand, you're looking for brand loyalty. You're looking for something that other people can rely on, not only yourself. And so, in doing that, you have to be willing to research, man. You have to be willing to go into whatever little topic that, or frame, or kind of organizing principle that you have, and be willing to put forth the hours of dedicated research and work into it. So there you have it, folks. Those are my tips. I'm leaving you again, but I'll be back in my next video. Step your life game up. Be like Steve Jobs. Copy the apple, because the apple is what started everything, from Adam and Eve to everything else. You want some M&M cookies? So at times we have to really push ourselves, you know? Like, get up outside yourself and push yourself to do something from the top down. No pun intended. The mating between an RH man and an RH woman, if the woman is positive and the man is negative, there is no problem. Come on, genetics, really? Or is it Italian? I feel like it's either Dutch or Italian. It's like, hey. Or maybe it's Canadian, you know, eh? We are all humans with an impetus and a product. We are all humans with a kind of flow running through us because of our humanness, you know? Because we're alive today. We're alive and we're living through our breath and our pheromones and our hormones and our neurotransmitters, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're alive today, baby. And that's what I'm talking about. Humanness. Represent. Touchdown.